First and foremost, remember back in day one, the words I told you to write down and post on, beside, or above your computer to remind you of each day. No one wants to read your script. No one's waiting for it. No one cares. And remember why that is. First, because per the interviews I held with numerous coverage readers, the vast majority of scripts don't work or simply aren't good. And in terms of expectations, every time a new script lands on a coverage reader's desk, that is the coverage reader's default position. That is just one more bad to mediocre script that will eat up half their day to read and report on from a stack of more bad to mediocre scripts. A stack that never seems to go down, and life goes on. Second, I talked about and quoted one reader of the palpable fear within the entertainment food chain whenever someone says yes to a script. If the person who moved the script up the line judged wrong, that means the person who recommended that they read it in the first place has failed. So you need to remember that no one has ever lost their job in this town by saying no to passing a script along to the next level. Third, if you want to be taken seriously as a screenwriter, you have to present yourself as if you are someone who knows at the very least the fundamentals of story and character and arc and so on. And how can they tell that just from looking at your script? They can't. But they can see if it's professional in its presentation. If it's written by someone who at least knows what they're doing in terms of writing visually. And if on page one they see misspellings, improper scene headings, run-on descriptions, characters who go from outside to inside in a new scene without scene headings, you've confirmed the reader's worst fear. When I write a script, I work as hard as I can to make the scenes flow from one into the next. They almost read as continuous sentences from the description of the previous action into the next scene heading into that description. Try to reduce any excess verbiage and description, shorthand descriptions, unless more detail is absolutely required. Again, trust me, the reader will love you for it. You now know everything I do about this craft. What you need to do now is apply those fundamentals to something of your own. Again, writing is not easy. If it was, everyone would do this. It gets easier over time the more you practice it, hence the importance, and I cannot stress this enough, of discipline, routine, writing regularly, and especially rewriting. The idea and the conception of this course has been to give you a huge leg up on the thousands of others who want to sit at the same table as you do. Not only in talking about the craft of screenwriting, but filtered through the business realities you need to factor in.